o canal O Teu Pai, em conjunto com o canal do Joca, vão fazer o sorteio do Forza Horizon 5 edição Suprema, que custa R$399, e o sorteio vai ser no dia de lançamento. Vou deixar no primeiro comentário aqui fixado no vídeo as instruções para você participar do sorteio, para não me alongar muito aqui. Então, bora pro vídeo. Fala pessoal, tudo bom? O Teu Pai tá on! Antes de mostrar várias imagens e vídeos da cidade de Guanajuato, que vai ser a principal cidade do Forza Horizon 5, eu queria mostrar aqui para vocês a questão do som do Supra, especificamente, porque corrigi um pequeno erro que eu cometi no vídeo sobre comparação de som dos motores. Eu falei que todos os carros no Forza Horizon 5 estavam com motor original, porém a gente sabe que o Toyota Supra 1998, o motor dele não gira 9.000 RPM. E a gente pode ver pelo conta-giros aqui no Forza Horizon 5 que o conta-giros vai até 9.000 RPM e a faixa vermelha começa por aproximadamente 8.500 RPM. Então o que eu fiz? No Forza Horizon 4, fiz uma tonagem para o carro ter mais ou menos essa mesma rotação de motor. E agora vamos ter uma ideia do desempenho, porque eu li muita gente comentando no Facebook, no Discord, falando que o Toyota Supra no Forza Horizon 5 estava acelerando demais. Bom demais. Então vamos ver agora como é que ele fica, ambos tendo uma ideia melhor, né? Pelo menos em relação ao limite de giros. E agora vamos falar de Guanajuato, né? Guanajuato é uma cidade mexicana que existe na vida real. Eu fiz aqui uma pesquisa bem rápida no Google, né? É uma cidade bem antiga, interessante. Sua origem é pré-colombiana, então realmente ela tem muita história. E a área dela é gigantesca, perto de qualquer jogo de corrida. Então, obviamente que a gente não vai ter nem 10% da cidade retratada no jogo, que a gente já sabe que o mapa do Forza tem pouco mais de 100 metros quadrados. 10% disso seriam 99 metros quadrados, impossível. Será que a gente vai ter uns 9 quilômetros quadrados de Guanajuato? Uns 10% do mapa do Forza seria a cidade de Guanajuato? Talvez, no máximo, né? Agora fica a questão, o que de Guanajuato vai ter no Forza Horizon 5? Então, eu comentei, não sei se foi no primeiro ou no segundo vídeo sobre Forza Horizon 5, que foi filmado lá em Guanajuato o Gincana 10. O Ken Block filmou lá em 2018 o Gincana 10. Então vamos dar uma olhada nas filmagens do Gincana 10. E tem bastante túnel mesmo, é verdade. A gente só não sabe o quanto desses túneis foram utilizados no Forza Horizon 5 ou não, porque eles comentam no vídeo que boa parte das ruas é subterrânea lá na cidade. Olha só que interessante, será que o Forza Horizon 5 vai retratar isso? Imagina só se você tiver que jogar algum tipo de jogos recreativos na cidade de Guanajuato, não sei se vai ter, e o carro tá em cima, o carro tá embaixo. Já pensou que coisa interessante isso? Vai ser muito legal, vai ser muito interessante.
Hola, I'm Neil, and this is Guanajuato. It's the Sunday before WRC Mexico kicks off here, and Ken Block has asked me to meet him downtown Guanajuato for an event in this beautiful city, which plays host to the rally every year. It's an old silver mining town, and you will recognize many of these streets from Gymkhana 10. But up here, there seems to be some kind of an event going on. People are gathering outside a church. Well, it is Sunday. Let's see what's going on. It's a lot of people. Wow. And here he is.
Hi, Kel.
How are you doing?
Welcome.
Bienvenidos a Mexico.
Sure, yes.
I'm learning how to speak the language.
You know it better than me.
Now, first of all, this is amazing. Tell us, what is Fandemonium?
Monster set up this special time here on Sunday. It's the Sunday before WRC Mexico for us to come out to Guanajuato, lovely Guanajuato, and interact with all the fans. So that's why we're here. And actually, Hoonigan made a special poster just for today, because Guanajuato is where we shot a segment of Gymkhana 10. So really love this city because really this was the first WRC event that I ever did, and it's actually one of the coolest opening ceremonies in all of the WRC. So I have a big love for Guanajuato, the city, and WRC Mexico.
And in fact, this stage is right on a corner where you did leave some tire marks.
Yes.
And of course, this is the first time outside of the US this car has been on display publicly as well.
Outside the US?
Yeah.
I seem to remember you being on some rallies with me last year.
No, but the new livery.
You mean new livery updates?
Yeah.
We literally did the Birdyard event last weekend, launching the livery live. And now we brought it directly down here to do WRC Mexico. So very quick turnaround. We have a test tomorrow morning to get final preparations for this rally, and then we get going.
Now, you seem to be quite a popular figure here, because this is just for you. This isn't part of the rally. This is just for you.
Yeah,
there's thousands of people.
Yeah, very cool for Monster to put this on. The mayor of the city came out, and one of the officials of WRC Mexico for a very nice welcome. And the mayor even had a piece of art commissioned by a local artist for me. But yeah, the city here has always been very welcoming. When we were shooting here for Gymkhana 10, the mayor came out and actually gave me a gift then, and did a very nice little presentation while we were filming. While we were filming at this spot right here, in fact. It's been very, very cool. I actually am very appreciative of all the people here in Guanajuato, the mayor and the city, for being so welcoming to us and to rally.
Well, let's show some love to these people and give them some gifts. See if they go a little crazy.
I think we should throw out a few gifts.
And then maybe we could go on a little tour. Of
You haven't seen our little spots here. I mean, you've only been here for opening ceremonies, I assume. So we'll take you around to some of the spots that we filmed Gymkhana 10. Yay. All right.
So we came away from Fandemonium to try and visit some Gymkhana spots, but Fandemonium has followed us. So where are we, Ken?
So, doing a little Gymkhana tourism, Gymkhana 10, this is one of the spots that we filmed. Actually did some sliding underneath here in the tunnels. Came up out through this exit and slid and actually hit the stand of pianos that was set up out here. see how busy this is. That's what's crazy about filming in a very busy town like this. That we had to block all this off, clean up the streets, you know, control the crowds. The police here in Guanajuato were great to work with. Our production people were incredible. So very cool. You can see there's like a full market down there, and it's a very busy spot. So
Was it early in the morning?
no, it was actually I think midday or
Oh, wow, okay.
afternoon that we did this. So, but we did it like during the week, not on the weekend. Right now it's a little busier than normal because it's a Sunday, but it was very cool. It was a very cool spot, and stoked to be able to do something like this in such a busy city.
And one of the things that's amazing about this town is it's all sort of founded on tunnels, because it was a silver mining town.
Yeah.
So if you've ever been to Edinburgh or a little town in Italy called Ostuni, it's all kind of cobbled roads that piled on top of each other. It's like hundreds and hundreds of tunnels.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about this town is it does have all these, you know, roadways that go underneath the city, and we were able to use some of those for Gymkhana 10. And yeah, just such a cool place and cool to see it. Back now, getting ready for the rally. So let's go find some more, Neil.
Okay,
You wanna see
Gymkhana
some more?
tourism.
Yep, Gymkhana tourism.
Hi.
So this is the roundabout that actually came down that hill pretty sideways. It's actually one of my favorite shots of this thing. And then slid this roundabout, and we actually had a metal jump dropped in this gap right here. Ever since Gymkhana 5 and the big, you know, drift jump, there in San Francisco, we always want to keep trying to do that in every video. So it looks a little different right now, but we really like the backdrop of the colored houses up on the hill and this mural here on the wall. And then we even added in, I think, a sign that said Guanajuato over there. That I think it was part of our agreement with the city to add that in. So just one of my favorite spots in town. And right around the corner is actually the end of the special stage that we do on Thursday night, 2 runnings of that stage. So it ends right around the corner here. So, and in that stage though, we actually do a roundabout like this, and we do it twice. You have to go around twice and then exit and then come this way. But the stage ends before we get here.
And Ken, who do you think is responsible for giving the WRC the idea for doing donuts around roundabouts as part of the stage?
Well, I'm not the first one to do donuts at stages, that's for sure. But it is very cool that they've included, you know, that sort of thing in features like not only here with these sort of roundabouts, but you know, like WRC Spain does it. So thank you WRC and the organizers for including that sort of thing in these events, because it's something I like to do very much. But yeah, very cool spot, very busy on a day like today, and very cool that we were able to lock down a spot like this for Gymkhana 10. It was a lot of fun, great spot.
So it's a little later in the day, and we're back right next to the Collegiate Basilica of Our Lady of Guanajuato Church. You can see that the Fandemonium rig is being taken down.
Glad you figured out that name.
And now it's quieter, we can actually look at this as a location from Gymkhana 10. So talk us through it.
Yeah, well, actually came up this road, slid this very nice corner. And down to where I had a clipping point of some bicycles.
So because you were going to go for the domino thing, but then that didn't make it into.
Yeah, that was the thing about that shot. Brian's idea was to have me hit one of them and then have them all domino effect, but we couldn't get the right hit to get them to all fall. But the setting, the beauty of this little plaza here, it's very cool. As you can see right now, there's a ton of restaurants set up here with tables all outside, and all of this had to be clear. That's why we shot very early in the morning. But yeah, it's just definitely one of my favorite locations of any Gymkhana video, but especially of Gymkhana 10.
And from your perspective as well, in terms of precision, how easy is it to be precise on these cobbles with these big curbs? I mean, you're very close to these big curbs and these stanchions, which I know there's...
Yeah, there was actually more traction in here than I thought there would be, and we actually have a shot, one of the first shots where I was coming around the bottom and my nose was like scraping this particular curb. But it wasn't the best shot for the overall storytelling, so we didn't use it. But yeah, it was kind of a very wild location. The car sounded really loud in here. We had people like up on the tops of the roofs and drones up top. And it was very cool. It was a lot of fun to shoot this particular moment. So we're leaving the church now and we're walking right down this busy street, which is part of the opening ceremony route for the WRC Mexico race, but the starting spot for this segment of Gymkhana 10 is right down here. So we're going to walk through all these people and check that out.
Yeah, this is the start ramp happens here.
What's that?
Start ramp is right here.
For
the rally?
Yeah, for the rally, yeah. Like I said, I remember several times being parked right up in front of this building on the transit to the opening ceremonies of the first day. But this is right here where we did the launch. The car was chained up to a block back here and we launched down into the tunnel. Something you can't see in the actual video though, look at that crazy statue up on the mountain and like all the detail on these buildings here. I don't even know what this is. Is that a theater?
It's theater, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know who
church?
You know who that guy is?
No.
He was the guy who started the assault for the War of Independence in the 19th century, I want to say.
Wow.
So he carried like a concrete slab on his back and made an assault on the main building, which started the Mexican War of Independence.
Wow, amazing. Look at you with the dropping info today.
but more importantly,
how close like our start was to actually one of the better segments.
So you'd have been burning rubber right about here?
Yeah, nothing left. It was all cleaned up before we left.
Did you kind of hope there would be some rubber left?
I knew it wasn't really realistic, but of course there's always hope.
Okay, this looks familiar. Where are we, Ken?
So we're at the jump. There's actually 2 tunnels here, and it actually looks a lot busier right now because of all the cars. But all these cars were cleared out. Production did a great job setting this whole thing up. And as you'll notice, there's a turn in the tunnel. So I had to land and then make that turn. So just
into darkness.
Yeah, in the darkness. Yeah, so little eyes, it was kind of wild for the eyes coming from one tunnel into light into another tunnel and having to make a turn. But the cool thing is, I mean, look at that view. Beautiful part of the city, lots of color, and yeah. And this was really. Now the funny thing is, this reminds me that part of this Gymkhana tourism was sparked by my buddy and former pro motocross rider Jamie Dobb, who was here with rally driver Mark Higgins, that you know. They're here as a stunt rider and a stunt driver for a new Mark Wahlberg film. You know, they're in here around the city doing their work, and they found signs that said like Ken Block Jump or whatever, and were texting me these photos. So they texted me a photo of one of the signs, photo of themselves dressed up in their gear for the movie, And yeah, it was really cool.
So gymkhana tourism is a thing.
Yeah, it's actually a tourism thing here in Guanajuato. Kind of funny.
It's an amazing place. So give me a sense, Ken, right here. Give me an idea of how far off the ground you think.
Well, Magic, do you know where you're standing?
Yeah, we got cars going there right now.
Magic was shooting on Gymkhana 10.
We actually built, or our department built a steel ramp that was right about where this car is going to be now, but effectively with a little entryway. And Ken was landing down here, like just as he went in the tunnel. I was on the limping ramp doing this move. With pants.
Should I do it again?
You practiced that, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because there you go.
And we didn't use a shot.
No, we didn't use
All
it.
that work we
Yeah,
didn't
it was
use
one
a
of my
shot.
finest shots. We didn't use it. And there was a great crowd up here, you know, and it was also, I think this is important, it was the last stunt of the entire thing.
Yeah,
of the entire Gymkhana.
Yeah, the last shot of Gymkhana 10 was shot here. We did a whole big group shot of the whole crew right here.
Right.
And that was the end of all the filming. So, very cool spot.
For me, being here, it's super narrow,
Yeah.
super sketchy, and you're jumping into a tunnel, which is a left turn.
Yeah, it was kind of wild coming down the tunnel like in 5th gear.
Yeah.
And it wasn't huge. It was just such a cool situation.
Yeah.
You know, the city in between 2 tunnels, and it just turned out really rad in the video. So yeah, I think we should end our Gymkhana tourism here.
Okay.
Since this was the last shot that we shot for Gymkhana 10.
E aí, será que vocês reconhecem alguma parte desses vídeos? Tem muita parte que a gente reconhece, né? Tem muita parte legal. E eu queria perguntar pra vocês o seguinte: eu vi no Twitter algumas publicações de uma pessoa que tirou fotos reais das partes que já apareceram no trailer e nas gameplays do Forza Horizon 5. Vocês gostariam de ver um vídeo comparando as imagens da vida real com as imagens do jogo? Comenta bastante aí para eu saber se vocês querem que eu traga esse vídeo para vocês, que aí eu gravo com todo o carinho do mundo, mostrando as diferenças para ver se o jogo tá igualzinho ou não à vida real lá no México, pra gente ter mais um conteúdo show de bola aqui no canal, beleza? Então eu vou encerrando esse vídeo por aqui. Não esqueça de deixar o seu like, se inscreve no canal se você ainda não é inscrito, ativa o sininho para não perder a notificação dos próximos vídeos. Lembrando sempre que o link do nosso servidor do Discord está na descrição do vídeo e o link do nosso grupo do Facebook também está na descrição do vídeo. Valeu? Então eu fui!